Welcome to Home, Space and Reason, a podcast about creating a home that thrives.
Hi there, I'm Christina Browning, your host. If you know your home could be so much more than it is, I discuss home functionality, aesthetics, and automation. I'm a realtor in Portland, Oregon, and a home functionality coach. I geek out on every subject imaginable regarding your home and yard, challenging you to think of your space differently to get the most out of every square foot. I pose questions for you to think through about your space and your reason. This podcast is all positive, offering you virtual fist bumps and celebrating every win. Remember, there's no such thing as perfect, but you can still aim for your best every day. Join me on social media by searching for the handle Space and Reason. Let's talk about house cleaners. No, we're not talking about them, more so the subject of them. I read a Facebook post recently from my favorite teacher of all times, Becky Firth, and it read, "When you have to clean your house extra special because you have a house cleaner coming to see if they want the job of cleaning your house, ... Ridiculous." I so identified with this post, and I thought, who else must identify both with the humor in it and the logistics of it? And I thought, you know what? This is a whole episode because I myself use a housekeeper every now and again as a way for a deadline for myself to actually pick up stuff, less cleaning and more, I got to organize this and my son needs to get that area handled. And if I schedule a house cleaner to come in on such and such a day, that is our deadline. It works. It works for me to reset the house every so often. Maybe it's just once a year. Sometimes it's once a month in an especially busy season. I have neighbors that have a housekeeper come once a week. I think it really depends on how many kids and pets you have, obviously how much disposable income you have, all the things. And now, because I found it hilarious, I want to read you some of the comments. Oh no, it's more ridiculous when you've hired them and they're coming to clean your house and you clean it before they get there. Not that I speak from experience or anything like that. Another person says, yeah, I tell you, it's a girl thing. Another one says, this is why I continue to clean my own house. Another one says, it's the American way. Another person chimes in, this sounds like something I would do. Another one says, I pick up first so she has more time to clean. It helps me get more organized. Now, when I Google, should you clean before the housekeeper comes, you'd be surprised what comes up. Yes. You should clean before a housekeeper comes to your home because it takes time for them to tidy and put things away in order to clean. So I think it kind of boils down to what your idea of cleaning is. To me, cleaning is like scrubbing and spraying cleaner and wiping, whereas tidying is picking stuff up off surfaces. And this is where it differs. Tidy up, put clothes away, toys and shoes. These are the sorts of things that Google recommends. Clean the counters. What they mean by that is taking the things off the counter so that the housekeeper can actually do the physical cleaning of the countertop itself. All of this in the name of using their time wisely. The other thing that I love as a means of simply having a deadline is inviting company over. That's the other thing that draws a hard line in the sand to say, hey, everybody, we're going to collectively get this space neat and tidy before such and such a time on such and such a day. I find it immensely helpful. Another commenter said, having a cleaner is one of my favorite things about being a grown-up with a career. Another person commented, it is so worth it. 1,000 times yes. At some point, you have to decide what's more valuable to you, time or money. For me, knowing once a month I get a reset via a fully clean house is absolutely worth it. Gives me more time to spend with my kid. We throw the Roomba in a different room every day when we remember, Swiffer when we can, but the mental load that's lifted when you know someone is coming to give the place a good once-over really helps my daily mood. So I was on Reddit and I read this remark and it spurred a thought. Cleaners are likely not going to move your couches or clean under them. In my experience, cleaners have only cleaned visible areas that are picked up. To which my thought was, can your Roomba or your housekeeper or your mop not get under your couch? So when buying a couch, isn't that interesting to think about? Should we have one with legs that's high enough that a Roomba or a vacuum or a mop or a duster can get underneath easily? If you've listened to this podcast from the very beginning, you'll know that I believe deeply that your space affects how you feel and function every moment that you're in it, whether you're aware of it or not. Living in a home that doesn't suit your temperament can be draining and exhausting. How fulfilled we are can have a big impact on our daily life across all kinds of contexts. By understanding where we fall on the introvert, extrovert, ambivert scale, we can address setting our homes up to support our natural instincts and increase our propensity for truly enjoying our home in a way that you feel you're being supported and nurtured. Listen to episode 30, Creating Spaces for Introverts and Extroverts. You'll find the link in the show notes. One of my favorite things to do is to take a walk and listen to my favorite podcasts. It helps the time pass. It makes me enjoy being out longer. And I love stumbling on episodes and podcasts that I've never heard of before. If you find one you love, share it with me by tagging Space and Reason on Instagram. If you're just now joining this podcast and this is the first episode you've listened to, I invite you to binge listen to a series of episodes specific to your outdoor space, starting with episode 25 that deep dives into curb appeal, and then episode 26 discusses thoughts and planning of your outdoor space with a list of 35 ideas. Episode 27 discusses attracting hummingbirds, butterflies, and birds, while episode 28 talks specifically about options surrounding fencing, hedges, privacy screens, and things like that. It's a fun series, and there's a lot of questions there about your space and your reasons. If you happen to live in the greater metro Portland, Oregon area and you'd like to hire me to make your built-in bookshelves beautiful or to sell your home as your realtor, reach out to me through social media or jump in my calendar. You'll find the link in the show notes. Thanks so much, friends, for sitting in on this conversation about creating a home that thrives. I'll meet you back here for the next episode.